Yellow's not good. Red is good. And should show up here, I assume.
Switch to the switch to the Cinco rectangle.
That's Cinco rectangle. That's
Cinco rectangle.
I don't know. Cinco rectangle. I mean, that's 15 seconds behind.
Okay.
So whatever is here is live. It's being captured by YouTube.
Okay.
I need someone to finish writing down teams. Thank you. I just need those team names.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 8 o'clock draw of the Charlotte Curling Club's Sweepy Hollow event. Folks, we got ourselves an exciting night of curling action going on here. You don't want to miss a moment. I am Adam Pelletier, and I am here to take you through this evening's. I will be your announcer. My boy Brandon is the guy who will be clicking between the screens, making us look really good tonight. You gotta love to see it, folks. You gotta be excited for the best. I'm not gonna lie, second best curling action happening on this Friday night, folks. We're glad you decided to join us. If you have a second screen, we highly recommend you turn on the Olympic channel and watch the mixed doubles action happening over there. Folks, right now we got 4 games going on from left to right on your TV screen. On sheet A, we have the Mystery Machine coming to us all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, taking on the Headless Skip, coming to us from the Potomac Curling Club, coming down from the shores of the River Potomac to the Queen City. On sheet B, which is the second from the left, we have the Gold Team. Headless Skip is the Charlomac team, which is a conglomerate of Charlotte, Orlando, and the Potomac. Gold Team is the Potomac team. Then we have Andy and the Taco Bells coming to us from Atlanta on sheet C, throwing bones out of Charleston, and Heck-O-Lantern out of Orlando. Sheet D, we have the Colorado Wildlife out of Denver, and lastly, Team Waters taking them on sheet D, also from the Potomac. Folks, we got ourselves an exciting night of curling action happening here at the beautiful Charlotte Curling Club, coming to you from the heart, not really heart, but the outskirts. We're on the edge of the Queen City. Folks, we are excited to be bringing you this exciting curling action on our YouTube feed. Thank you for joining us. Great action here as this is the start of our B event draw. B event, folks, is about the second or third, is about several draws in from our normal one. All these teams have played a couple matches. Few of them have lost, few of them have won. But, folks, there's going to be some excellent curling action coming at you on your TV, computer, iPad, or phone screen. However you're choosing to view it, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Join us in the YouTube chat. If you have questions, drop them. If you want to see a specific rink, let us know. We will jump over there and we'll talk about it a little bit. We are here for you to help you feel like you are joining us in the warm room. Folks, it is great to be back after almost a year and a half away. This is our first open to the public bonspiel since the winter of 2020. We are literally so excited right now to have you here with us and have you joining us, feeling like you're part of the warm room as we join you, as we get ready for some curling action. Folks, we got all sorts of action right now as we're going to take you around all the rinks right now. We're going to start off with sheet A. We're going to take you around the world. We're going to work around the world here. Sheet A, we've got the Mystery Machine taking on the Headless Skip. Headless Skip is throwing the Yellowstones, folks. They're sitting one right now, getting ready, queuing that up. They're getting good here. We like what we're seeing. Mystery Machine just threw a rock. The Kalamazoo Curlers here looking to take on the conglomerate Charlomac, which is Charlotte, Orlando, and the Potomac on sheet A. We'll come back to them. We're heading over to sheet B now, where we have the Gold Team out of the Potomac taking on Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta. Folks, that's going to be one heck of a game there. Potomac, Virginia versus Georgia, Atlanta. Yes, folks, the Southeast has curling. The Southeast has a great many clubs, and boy, oh boy, do we love to curl. Andy and the Taco Bells is skipped by Skip Andy Cohen. The gold team is skipped by Emmanuel Papatera out of the Potomac. Folks, we got one sitting right now. Oh, we got a whole mess of guards sitting in this one. The gold team sitting one right now. This could be interesting, but we're going to keep working our way around the sheets as we're jumping over to sheet C with Throwing Bones, the Charleston Curling Club, skipped by Mike Simpson, taking on Hack-O-Lantern, and skip Andy Stahl out of the Orlando Curling Club. Folks, Orlando, the Sunshine State, won one game in the last draw, lost one as the Tampa Club took one home. Throwing Bones here with an early biter, it looks like, at the top of the house. Sitting one, that shot right there is through. Throwing Bones looks like they're sitting one right now, folks. It's tough to tell exact from the angle of that camera, but I'm going to say that that's one here from the eye in the sky as we're heading over to sheet D now as we look at the Colorado Wildlife Club out of Denver, skipped by Al Bolt, taking on Team Waters, with Skip Topper Waters out of the Potomac Curling Club as the Colorado Wildlife and Team Waters each have a rock at the top of the house as Waters coming down the right-hand side here, looking to out-count this. They're trying to come down the right side and draw in behind. Let's see if they can do it. The sweep is on. Can't get there, but that's going to guard the corner nicely, folks. You got to like what you're seeing there as it's starting to set up a nice approach for Team Waters. Team Waters sitting one right now. Their one is behind a whole bunch of guards. Get excited, folks. Get ready. Sit down. Hope you have some snacks and your favorite beverage. We are here for the 8 o'clock draw of the Sweepy Hollow draw. So we're going to go back to our Cinco rectangle, taking a look around. Folks, glad you're with us here. Glad you joined us. It's going to be an exciting night of curling action here for the 8 o'clock, our last draw of the night with our B event. We're here all 3 days this weekend. We got games tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. and we have championship action coming your way on Sunday morning. Folks, first end here. Rocks are flying. Ice is being swept. Glad you're here. For those of y'all who don't know, let's talk a little bit about curling and how this goes as we look at the Cinco rectangle. Folks, curling, way you score. Get your stones closer to the center than anybody else. If you put multiple rocks closer than your opponent, you're going to score multiple points. This means you can have some big swings. In theory, you could score 8 points in an end. We call that an 8-ender. Some other terminology to know, those big rings and circles that you're looking at on the screen, those are called the house. The outer blue one is the 12-foot. The white one is the 8-foot. The red one is the 4-foot. And the one at the very middle, we call that the button. Folks, we're working left to right here. We're going to go around the horn, starting with sheet A. Focusing in on that, we got a great match between the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo taking on the Headless Skip, the Charlotte conglomerate. Right now, Headless Skip sitting one, but there is a wide open hit there for the Mystery Machine as the Mystery Machine starts to get ready. Lots of rocks still to go on both. We're going to flip over to sheet B, actually, because the gold team out of the Potomac and Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta are getting down to it, and their last rocks here. We've got four. We're on to the skipstones now on sheet B. Gold team presently sitting one behind a wall of guards. Folks, I haven't seen a wall like that in a hot minute here, nonetheless on a curling sheet. The gold team sitting one. They got that one on the right side of your screen. You can see it there. Right side on the top of the circle. We're coming down through there. Anyone trying to outscore that has to find a gap through that big wall of stones, red and yellow atop it. Folks, what's probably going to happen there is instead of trying to get through the wall, what Skip Andy Cohen is talking about with his Taco Bells, Vice Emma Ragauskis, second Jackie Cohen, and lead Carl Cockcroft, they're talking right now. They're going to try to tap one of their rocks up You can see those 2 yellow rocks at the center of the screen. They're probably looking to tap one of those up into a scoring. Folks, we're in the strategy session now in a lot of these. We got a lot of rocks in play. We got a lot of folks looking to try to push their rocks up, start scoring them, and get in on the action. We're going to see, can anybody start to crack the stalemates here? We got a whole heck of a lot of action going on. I hope you're watching. I hope you've got us on the big screen, and you've got a secondary screen over on the Olympic channel watching Corey Dropkin and his partner Sarah Anderson compete to try to prepare for the mixed doubles slot for America at the Winter Olympics. Corey and Sarah, friends of the Charlotte Curling Club. You know, we love them here. They're great friends. They're great fans. We're glad they're here. If they weren't competing tonight, you know they'd be watching, so you best be watching with us too. And here's the delivery for Andy and the Taco Bells. Hot shot coming out there. It looks like he's going to try to clear a whole bunch out. Gets the 1, gets the 2. What a shot. What a shot, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call a double. He cleared out 2 stones there with 1 rock. That is one heck of a shot. As we're coming back down, the gold team here getting ready. They are set. They are ready to rock and roll. The gold team has a nice gap there. You can see at the top of your screen on the right side, you can see a nice gap there where the gold team is going to try to come down, and they're going to try to curl it to the left side and score a point. So you can see the vice down there setting up. Skip Emmanuel Papatera in the hack right now, getting ready to deliver this stone. He's going to look to curl this from right to left. All right, so he's going to come out of the hack. Nice slide. You see him on the bottom right of your screen there, delivering the stone. Let's watch this. The rock is out. It's coming with heat. It looks like he's going to try to hit something with that. Let's see if he can get anything with it. He taps it, opens some things up. Can he get another tap down? No, but he opens up his shot rock right now. This could be trouble, as Andy Cohen is going to get in the hack here for Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta. We're going to keep working our way around here. We're going to go to sheet C, looking at throwing bones and hack-o'-lantern. We got a showdown between Charleston and Orlando going on here, as hack-o'-lantern is throwing their first skip stone. Skip Ian Stahl here is looking at scoring 1 at the present, and his 1, folks, thoroughly guarded. You got a diamond of stones up near the hog line, which is that red line on your screen just above the circle. He's got 3 stones working diagonally across the top of the house, and he's got his rock scoring in the 4-foot. Folks, that's a great situation for Ian Stahl right now. He's going to try to draw in from the left to right to add to his point total here. He's trying to pile in and make this a multi-point end. He's coming out the hack. Nice slide. The sweep is on. 1 sweeper, 2 sweepers. Folks, they're on that. They want to hold that there. They want to keep it there. Let's see. We're coming down sheet C. No sweepers now. Sheet C moving. Can he get it around? The weight might be there. It needs to move, though. I don't know if it's going to curl enough. The weight is good. Good shot. The weight was beautiful. Might have just been a little wide, but that was a good shot, as the hack-o'-lantern is sitting 2 now, and that puts the pressure on throwing bones here with their last stone. So we got an exciting match happening here on C. We're in our final 2 stones, but we're going to jump back. Sheet B just wrapped up. Sheet B is now on to their second end, and it looks like we have what we call a blank end. So that's going to be just continuing on, Andy and the Taco Bells and throwing bones in a 0-0 tie. We're going to jump back over to sheet B, as that one's getting exciting here with our last 2 stones coming shortly on sheet C. So throwing bones skip. Mike Simpson is in the hack now. He's got a beautiful tuck and slide out there. Let's see. He's coming down the left side there. He's going to try to draw in and get behind all those guards. Let's see if he can make it happen. The sweep is on, ladies and gentlemen. The sweep is on. The line looks good. Is the weight good? There's cheering going on in the warm room, ladies and gentlemen. There is excitement all around. It is curling night in Charlotte. There's the hit. There's the roll. There's the sweep. Oh, my good golly geez. Folks, that was a fantastic shot. If you can see, he got a nice little hit. He ticked off that Yellowstone and rolled his over. He's got coverage now on his Redstone. It is fantastic. That's what we call a hit and roll in curling parlance. Great shot. Might be a little open here, though, as the Hack-O-Lanterns and Ian Stahl get ready here. Has a chance here with what we call the hammer. Folks, more curling talk with Adam. The hammer is the last stone in any end. When we're talking about an end, we're talking about, it's almost like an inning in baseball. So right now, Ian Stahl is up in the bottom of the first with a chance to cut this, to give his team a point here. He's breathing, he's careful. They've got it lined up on the right side. It looks like they're either going to try and tap one of their stones up or draw behind. We got an interesting shot here. This is a challenging shot, folks, coming down the right-hand side for Team Stahl, for the Hack-O-Lantern from Skip Ian Stahl. The sweep is on. Two sweepers. They're on it. They're on it hard. They're sweeping. They're sweeping. They're going to try to get the tap. They tap. They don't have enough velocity. That's going to be one for Hack-O-Lantern, and that's going to be Hack-O-Lantern 1 as they turn around and come back in the second end. So we're going to jump back out to our Cinco rectangle, take a look around, see what we got going on. We got two games heading into our second end. We're actually going to jump to Sheet D. Sheet D right now is wrapping up with their first end. As we're going to take a look here, we're getting in late. Folks, we're sorry we missed it there, but it looks like we're going to have Colorado Wildlife scoring 1. We're going to wait and see for confirmation, though, on the board. Looking down at the club scoreboard, folks, you can see it there. Big, handmade, carefully crafted out of wood and nails, beautifully put together, folks. We're going to see what score they put up as we're going to jump back out to the Cinco rectangle. Actually, we're going to go all the way to Sheet A, folks, as Sheet A is wrapping up their last rocks of the first end. Sheet A here, we have the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo sitting second rock, as the Headless Skip, the Charlomac conglomerate, sit in 1 right now with that rock inside the red, right on the red. Let's see. It looks like they're lining up to try to do a heavy draw inside of it. What they want to try to do here is they want to try to draw down the left-hand side there, come through that port. You can see a natural channel there on your left-hand side between all those rocks. They can get down. They can get down all that way. Let's see if they can make that happen. This is going to be an interesting and challenging shot here for Skip Darren Ray. Ray slides out on his deliveries. You see him come into the frame on your left-hand side. The sweep is on. 2 sweepers. They're going to try to hold this and bring this all the way in down the left-hand side. Let's see if they can do it. I don't know. Let's see. The line looks good. No. The little narrow there as they clip the guard. And that's going to lead to 1 yellow for the Headless Skip. The Headless Skip takes 1 there in the first end. And we're going to head back out to the Cinco rectangle as we are all heading back in the second end. All of our games are coming back in the second end now. We got 1 for the Headless Skip on Sheet A. We got 1 for the Gold team on Sheet B. We got 1 for Hack-O-Lantern on Sheet C. And we have 4 for Team Waters out of the Potomac on Sheet D. Folks, it looks like we're shaping up to have an exciting 8 p.m. draw here. Get excited, folks. Settle in, and let's have a great night of curling. Good curling, folks. Good curling. Hope you got 2 screens going and you're watching on the Olympic channel as Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson compete to further their Olympic duo or their mixed doubles Olympic hopefuls. So we're on the Cinco rectangle right now. 5 rectangles. You see the both houses of both sheets, and you see the full club view coming towards us, folks. It's a great view here. It is the red zone of curling. True, it is the red zone of curling. Get excited here, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Brandon, my producer, working the switcher over here, making sure we're on the game that is most exciting. Folks, we got some good action going on here. We're going to take you around these second end matchups here. Starting on sheet A, the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo and Headless Skip out of Charlomac, the conglomerate. Headless Skip was up 1-0 after the first end. So, folks, we understand we have some technical difficulties right now. You don't need to see the sheet B score. So, folks, we're working through this. We got the best technical team in the business working through this as sheet A, working good. We're going to jump over to sheet D while we work through those difficulties here. All right, on sheet B, we got some good action happening here. We got the Colorado Wildlife sitting 1 behind a nice guard there on sheet behind the guard from Team Waters. Colorado Wildlife coming down the left-hand side here, trying to come in again and rack up even more points. Nice draw here. Might be a little heavy. That's going to be swept out of the house. Nice line, but a little bit too much of a shit. Folks, we got a good one going here on sheet D. That last shot by Colorado Wildlife just a little heavy as Team Waters coming back down here on the right-hand side, looking to come down, draw behind all those guards there. They got a whole mess of guards all set up, and that's going to be real good for them. So we're back over now to sheet B, folks, as we've got the gold team taking on Andy and the Taco Bells as the gold team. And Andy and the Taco Bells, lots of guards. No guards actually happening. We're looking at sheet A. I apologize, folks. Sheet A between the Mystery Machine and the Headless Skip. Coming through, and good shot by the Mystery Machine. They're sitting 1 now. Sitting 1 for the Mystery Machine. Sitting behind some guards there. That's a nice shot by the Mystery Machine. Gotta like it. Gotta like it. So we're back to the Cinco rectangle, ladies and gentlemen. We've resolved the technical difficulties. The big dog himself, Neil Pfeiffer, president of Charlotte Curling, President-elect Neil Pfeiffer came over to help us clean up some technical difficulties. We appreciate him. Hardest working man in curling, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stay here with the Cinco rectangle for just a minute as we work our way through all of our sheets. We got a whole heck of a lot of rocks in play here and an exciting second end. We're going to look sheet A here, folks. We've got a nice game going on here. Headless Skip currently sitting 1 against the Mystery Machine as the Mystery Machine is in the hacks getting ready to come on down. Looks like they're trying for a hit here on that left-hand side, folks. A hit is when you're going to bring the weight and try to knock it out on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, this could be interesting because they also have an option here to hit and do a hit and roll. And a hit and roll is going to involve hitting that rock and rolling the rock, the shooter right now coming down the ice. Good line. It looks like they are trying for that hit and roll. Good weight. Might be a little wide for the hit and roll, but they're going to get the hit. They're going to clear it out. There's the sweep by the Skip. That's out of play. Oh, maybe not. It's going to stick around. It's going to stick around. That's 1 at the back of the house there, ladies and gentlemen. I know it seems like it should be out of play, but that is touching the house. It is in play. That is 1 for the Headless Skip and Charlo Mack. We're going to keep working our way around the horn here. Sheet B, the gold team is up 1-0, but Andy and the Taco Bells threatening here as the gold team bringing another rock down. They're sitting 1 currently, trying to bring a guard to guard that 1. It's tough to see there, folks, but if you look closely in that red circle, you can see the scoring rock for the gold team. The gold team representing out of the Rochester Institute of Technologies, and ladies and gentlemen, the Rochester Institute of Technology, a prolific collegiate curling program up there in the great frozen north on the shores of Lake Ontario. You love to see them carrying it over. Folks, despite what you may think, Rochester, Minnesota is not where the Rochester Institute of Technology is located. It is located in Rochester, New York, technically Henrietta, New York, out there on the west side of the city, despite what some may say. It's nice to see this collegiate boys sticking together, though, throughout the years, coming down to a bonspiel here in Charlotte, North Carolina, representing the Potomac Curling Club. They're presently sitting 1 right now, and they are in some of the final stones. But we're going to keep working our way around the horn here. Sheet C, as we're looking at Throwing Bones out of Charleston and Hack-O-Lantern out of Orlando. Hack-O-Lantern presently sitting 2 with 2 Yellowstones in that bottom right corner. And they're bringing their 3rd stone here, looking to pile in for some points. Hack-O-Lantern has the hammer. Folks, again, hammer is the last rock in an end, so they do not have hammer. I apologize. There are 2 red rocks left to come. But Hack-O-Lantern trying to throw a guard here, setting up for a big end, but they can't get it across the line. Good sweep. Left it a little light there. Folks, when we're talking about heavy or light, that's what's called weight. All right? That's what's called weight, and weight is how hard you threw the rock. If you're light, you didn't throw it hard enough. If you're heavy, you threw it too hard. Usually light is going to end up in the top section towards that red line. If it's heavy, it's out the back usually. So on sheet D, again, we've got the Colorado Wildlife out of where else? Denver, Colorado Club. The Mile High Curling Club, if you will. Fantastic ice up there on the west coast. It's dry, it's well kept. Some of the best ice you'll find in a club. Taking on Team Waters out of the Potomac. Right now, Colorado Wildlife coming with a rock, trying to cut down Team Waters here, looking for a hit. Oh, there's a trip and a fall. Everybody looks like they're okay, though, folks. Everybody's okay. We're going to jump away from sheet D because they need to sort a few things out on sheet D. Folks, what happens in that situation is everybody's okay, everybody's good, it happens. There's a lot of rocks, it's tripping hazards. They're going to put the rocks back as best they can. They're going to put that rock out of play. and they're just going to continue on from there. It's like that rock never happened. This is a sport of courtesy. This is a sport of sportsmanship. This is a sport for everyone to belong and everybody to be involved. Looking at sheet C right now, we've got an interesting development. It's Throwing Bones just dropped an absolute dime. All right, you can see that red rock that's sitting right there on the edge of the red circle, the 4 foot. That was a fantastic sit shot there, what we call it. A sit shot is when you put the rock right on top of another rock. You don't knock the other rock back. You just sit right on it like you're on a chair. That's a great shot there from Throwing Bones, as Hack-A-Lantern is in a difficult spot here as they get ready for their last rock.
Sorry, I'm from the Midwest over here, so...
Hack-A-Lantern bringing a rock here. They're going to try to sit on that again or knock it out. That's going to be interesting. We'll see what's going to happen here. That rock's coming down. Good speed. The sweepers are on. Can they get it there? Can they get it there for the sit? It looks like it might just be a little light. The line was fantastic. It was just a little light. Needed a little bit more on it, as that's going to give Throwing Bones an interesting chance here. It's a tight window for 2, but it is a possible shot for 2. As Throwing Bones, Jim Moore is actually skipping right now for Throwing Bones out of the... So, you can hear some chatter right now, folks. We're broadcasting from the warm room of the Charlotte Curling Club. So, the Charlotte Curling Club has a beautiful viewing area up here from the warm room. We're excited to be here. We're glad to be here. We hope you're enjoying it at home. We know some of you all. I know Jimmy just commented that he loves it and he'd love to see more of Sheet D. We're going to get back over to Sheet D, Jimmy. Don't you worry. We're going to go there right now after we finish up on Sheet C, because Sheet C has the final rock here from Jim Moore. Jim Moore trying to bring a draw down here to make it 2. He taps just a little off target. That's going to be 1 for Throwing Bones. And we're going to head over to Sheet 4 now, per the request of Jimmy in the chat. Appreciate it. Alex Seelan, we appreciate you watching. Go RIT, hashtag Go Tigers. Not the GAUX like most Southerners would say, but GO, Go RIT of the Division I hockey fame. This ain't no Policini Arena that we're throwing rocks in, though, folks. We're at Charlotte Curling Club here in the heart of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're on Sheet D right now as Colorado Wildlife gets the tap. That looks like that's going to be 3 for Colorado Wildlife. We got some big swings going on here between Colorado Wildlife out of the Denver Curling Club and Team Waters out of the Potomac. All right, we got a 4-3 game here between Waters and Colorado Wildlife. We're going to head over to Sheet A on our last game in its second end between the Mystery Machine on Kalamazoo and Headless Skip out of the Charlotte conglomerate. We're on our final skip stones here, folks, which means that we're getting ready for some scoring here. Currently, we've got yellow, which is the Headless Skip, sitting 1. Headless Skip is sitting 1, and Mystery Machine is stepping in and getting ready to deliver what looks to be their last stone. So Mystery Machine here, Mystery Machine skip Darren Ray delivering his last stone. Good slide coming out. The sweep is on, folks. We're looking here. We're watching intently on Sheet A as Mystery Machine's trying to sweep this in, trying to cut this down. They have nice backing there at the back of the house. Good sweep, good sweep. Around. Oh, just missed getting around the guard. Good shot there by Mystery Machine, but just picked up the guard. Headless Skip in Charlotte. That's going to be Linda Kirkman. Skip Linda Kirkman has a chance to come down for 2 right now and put Headless Skip in the driver's seat, 3-0. We're wrapping up the second end here, folks, on sheet A. Everybody else is in the third end. We're going to jump back to the quad, to the Cinco rectangle in just a minute after our last shot on sheet A here, folks. Appreciate you being with us here as we work our way through the Sweepy Hollow Bonspiel here from the beautiful Charlotte Curling Club. Yes, folks, you heard that right. The Charlotte Curling Club, deep in the heart of the Queen City. And by deep, I mean about 8 minutes from uptown if you speed a little bit. Folks, we're glad to be here. My name is Adam Pelletier. I am your announcer. And we got a great shot coming down the left-hand side here by Linda Kirkman. No sweep on. Is that going to get around the guard? It ticks the guard just a little bit and doesn't get around. Folks, that was so close. And you might be wondering, why didn't they sweep? Folks, they wanted it to keep curling a little bit. They wanted it to keep moving, and they didn't want it to go too hard. If they get on that and sweep that, they run the risk of running their one at the back of the house out. And folks, I actually miscounted. Heaven to goodness, I'm sorry, I miscounted. Mystery Machine has a stone left. Mystery Machine actually has the hammer here in the second end coming back. So the team from Kalamazoo, the high five itself, could have a chance here to steal a point, to come out with a point. They are presently second and third. So, folks, when I say second and third, what I'm talking about is the rock that's scoring is called the shot rock. That's that yellow in the center of the screen, right out touching the red circle. Second and third are the rocks that are second closest and third closest. So you see the red rocks on the outside of this blue, on the inside of the blue circle, touching the white. Those are what we'd call second and third. So what Mystery Machine is going to try to do here, if they can, is they need to try to run that yellow at the back of the red out. That's a tough call. So what it looks like what they're actually going to try to do is draw around those top yellow guards and get down and just out count the yellow at the back of the house. So shots out from skip Darren Ray down the left side. Two sweepers on. The sweep is on. The sweep is hard, ladies and gentlemen. Can they hold it? Can they get it around? They're off it. They might be going to Plan B. Plan B looks like it might be a tap-up. It's going to be a little light, folks. And that's going to be one for the headless skip as we work our way back out, checking on all five from the Cinco rectangle. So we're looking at the Cinco rectangle right now, folks, heading into the third end of all of our matches. So on sheet A, on sheet D, we have Team Waters leading the Colorado Wildlife 4-3. We have Hack-O-Lantern and Throwing Bones tied at 1. We have the Gold team on sheet B leading Andy and the Taco Bells 2-0. And on sheet A, we're still waiting on a score update from sheet A, but I believe it's going to be 2-0 for the headless skip. We're going to wait to update that until we get official. Folks, we're glad you're here with us. We're in the top of the third end. We're in the third end in all of ours, folks. And now seems like a great time to hear from one of our sponsors. We're talking about McKee Travel. Do you know that the average traveler spends at least 90 hours researching their vacation? Take back your time and let McKee Travel customize your next trip. McKee Travel believes you should enjoy the trip of a lifetime without the worry. Whether you're looking to reconnect with your favorite person, make memories with your dearest friends and family, or plan a large-scale retreat, reunion, or incentive trip, McKee Travel will take care of every detail. McKee's travel specialists create personalized, authentic travel experiences for people who want to travel smarter. They take care of the arrangements, and you get attentive local service in your bucket list destination. Let McKee Travel create the ID travel itinerary that works best for you. To find out more, visit McKee Travel. That's McKeetravel.com or call 980-299-7564 to begin planning your next great adventure. McKee Travel. Travel smarter and farther. Folks, we'd like to give a shout out to all our great sponsors here. We at Charlotte Curling are a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are here to serve the community and bring curling joy to our community here in Charlotte and the greater Charlotte area. That includes all the surrounding townships and counties, and host fantastic bonspiels like the one you're watching tonight as we bring you more Sweepy Hollow action, 4 sheets of fiery curling action, the greatest game. As we're going to tune into Sheet B here, as Sheet B is all the way to Skip Rocks right now. Gold Team rules in the chat. We've got so many fans in there. We've got a lot of RIT alums, it sounds like. That is RIT in Rochester, not Michigan, despite what some folks sitting here in the peanut gallery want to say. We're on Skip Rocks on Sheet B. Gold Team is up 2-0 and sitting shot, but Andy and the Taco Bell, Skip Andy Cohen here, steps into the hack to throw his first of 2 Skip Rocks. He has a chance here to really start to change things for him and his Taco Bells. Good shot by Skip Andy Cohen. Cohen glances, gets a glancing blow, doesn't get as much of that one as he thought. It was a good shot, it just didn't move as much as he thought. Folks, as we work through this night, you're going to notice some of these shots are going to start to move differently. And why that is it's all the sweeping that happens as we're working through the game. As you sweep for 2 reasons in curling. You sweep to keep the rock straighter, and you sweep to have it go faster. So faster and further, and keep it straight and keep it from curling. So what happens is as we work through the night, as more and more sweeping happens throughout the evening, these rocks and lines are going to stay straighter. They're going to move differently than they did at the start of the night until about the 4th or 5th end, where we're going to get the 4th end freeze, where it's going to slow down for a minute as the atmospheric conditions cause some condensation to freeze, and that's going to change the ice a little bit as well. So folks, ever evolving ice conditions here as the Gold Team is delivering their last rock on Sheet B. We see them playing down here. They're looking to kind of split the house here, come down the middle. Oh no, they're not going to split the house. They're looking to get a draw in right there and get the best counting stone. The sweep is on to try to sweep it out the back though, and it looks like it's going to stick around at the back of the house. That's going to be 2 for the Gold Team. Andy Cohen of Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta, the ATL representing here in Charlotte, folks. Atlanta, great club down there in the ATL. We love them. They're one of our sister clubs here in the Southeast. We're glad to host Andy and his Taco Bells. Let's see what Skip Andy Cohen can do as he gets ready, lines up the shot, and gets prepared. He's going to try to deliver something here to score. He's down. Andy Cohen, Andy and the Taco Bells are presently down 2-0. So what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to come around the left-hand side. He's going to try to come around the left-hand side there and score that rock. So folks, we're working through some of the technology as Andy Cohen delivers his last rock here, trying to deliver a score here for Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta. Coming down the left-hand side here, let's see. It needs to move, no sweepers on it. It needs to move a little bit here. It's coming over. It ticks, and I don't think that's going to get over there. That's going to be 2 for the Gold Team. That's the RIT alumni going to be up 4-0 on Andy and the Taco Bells out of the Atlanta Curling Club. As we're going to jump over to Skip Stones on Sheet C now, folks. We got all the action coming now. This is the red zone of curling really here at Curling Night in Charlotte. You love it. We're glad you're here, folks, tuning in on YouTube here at the Charlotte Curling Club, our Sweepy Hollow curling event. We've got a lot of rocks in play here. We've got one for red right now. Throwing Bones has a heavily guarded shot sitting on the forefoot right now with 3 rocks to go. We got Team Hack-O-Lantern getting ready to step into the hacks. Skip Ian Stahl getting ready to throw his skip. And folks, we're coming out to a side-by-side view now. We've got all the views. We've got the Cinco rectangle, we've got the sheet-specific views, and we have a nice side-by-side as sheet C and D are getting into some intense action now as Skip Al Bolt is in the hack right now for Colorado Wildlife. He's going to try to come down. It looks like he's going to try to draw in and get behind that yellow guard at the top of the 12-foot. He's currently sitting 3. Folks, this Colorado Wildlife Team Waters game is just back and forth. Big haymakers, big amounts of points coming by both. Bolt down the left side, 2 sweepers. They're sweeping, they're trying to push it. They can't move it, but they do succeed in guarding it. I might have been wrong, folks. I apologize. That looks like it was going to be a guard. Oh, wow. The chat is filled, folks. The chat is dominated by the RIT, the Rochester Institute of Technology out of Rochester, New York alumni chat right now. The tiger emojis are flowing. The alma mater claims are going. We're glad y'all are with us, folks. It's a good game here between the gold team and Andy and the Taco Bells on sheet B. But right now we're on sheet D and C as they are in skip stones right now. So we're down towards our last rocks right now. Sheet C, Team Hack-O-Lantern, Skip Ian Stahl, getting ready to deliver his first rock right now. As looking at what we got going on sheet C, we got a heavily congested front of the house with yellow currently sitting 3. That's got to be, he's looking to come down and blow this up a little bit and open things up a little bit on sheet C. Gets a hit, clears some things out. That rock's going to stick around, but he pushes one of the red rocks in. Hack-O-Lantern holding on to his 2 points, but concedes a third. So we're still in our side-by-side view here as we're getting ready for our last couple stones here on sheet C and D. Folks, we got some intense action going on right now on sheet C. On sheet C, we've got Hack-O-Lantern sitting 2. Throwing Bones, though, has a rock left. They could really clean some stuff up here. On sheet D, we're looking at Colorado Wildlife out of Denver sitting 3 against Team Waters out of the Potomac. Skip Al Bolt coming down here, looking to pile in the points and guard up some of his gains right now. This is going to be a tough situation, folks, for Al Bolt here. He has 3 rocks scoring right now, but the problem is none of them are close to the forefoot. He's got a lot of rocks all around the outside of the house. And what this means is he just has to try to, his goal as the team without the hammer is to keep 1 point. If he can score 1 point here, he is a very happy man. He's got 1 rock guarded, and it looks like he's going to come down that left side and try to tap his high guard on the left up. You can see it in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, straight up from the numbers. You can see it there. It looks like, oh no, he's going to try to come inside of it and draw around. This could be interesting. He tapped it up. Interesting approach. I don't know that was he was going for, but it was a good shot by Bolt. The weight was nice. It might have just been offline a little bit. It was a good shot by Bolt, just didn't end up doing exactly what he wanted to do. This is going to give Skip Topper Waters here out of the Potomac Curling Club a chance to come down and steal some points. So he's sitting 1 right now, and his goal right now is to take 1 point. It'd be nice with Hammer if he could take 2, but if he can stretch this out to a 2-point lead and give Hammer back, he's going to be okay with that. I know it'd be nice if he could keep Hammer or score 2 here, but I just don't know that there's a way for him to get 2 with how this is presently aligned. We'll see what Skip Waters has on tap right now. As soon as Waters finishes up this shot, we're going to jump back over to sheet C. Well, we got sheet C going right now. I'm sorry, I forgot we were in the side-by-side, folks. We got the greatest curling technology right now. Sheet C, Team Hack-O-Lantern and Skip Ian Stahl is in the hack right now, delivering the hammer. He's currently trying to take 2. He's got to clear that red stone out of throwing bones. The rock is on the way. That's a tough shot. Let's see if he can pull it off. The sweep is on. They're trying to hold it there. They're trying to hold that line. They're trying to draw down behind and out count it. Can they do it? The sweep is off. Will it sit? It will. That's going to be 1 for Ian Stahl and the crew out of Orlando. Great shot by Hack-O-Lantern to steal it and put it to 1. That gives them 2 for Hack-O-Lantern. Throwing bones is going to be at 1 now. So 2-1 for Hack-O-Lantern up against throwing bones. Yeah. So last stone there on sheet D. I'm sorry I missed it there, folks. We'll get you updated on what happened there. We had some excitement as we bounce back out to the Cinco rectangle. Taking a look at everything going on right now. Folks, we got some exciting action going on here. We got great action. Everybody's coming back for the 4th end. And it looks like sheet A. We're going to jump over to sheet A right now as they are on their last rock. We got the mystery machine sitting 2. Headless Skip getting ready to step into the hack here. They have a chance, folks. This is going to be a tough shot. They got to try to draw in and take 1 here. It is a wide open draw, and it's disappointing to just take 1. But when you're up 2-0, you take the draw, you score 3. You're up 3-0 heading into the next end. That's a really nice stretch. In theory, there might be a double, but that is what we'd call a circus shot or a trick shot Tuesday kind of shot. And I don't know that that's something that they want to try to attempt because it would involve a hit and a roll, and it has to be a perfect hit to get the shallow roll over there. So Linda Kirkman is getting ready to deliver the rock here on sheet A, trying to come in here and steal 1 for the headless Skip. Kirkman getting set, making sure she has the line that she wants. It looks like she's going to try to draw from right to left, from that center line to the left-hand side. That's going to, oh no, she's going left to right. She's going to try to hit. She's going for it, folks. She's going for the hit. She's going to try to hit and roll. Let's see. That's a throw from Kirkman. Let's see. The line looks good. The sweep is on. Oh, she might get this. Oh, just missed a little bit, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Kirkman threw herself a stone. It just moved a little bit too much. And that's going to be 2, and Mystery Machine has another shot here to pile in for 3. Let's see if they can put up the 3 spot and swing back and take the lead against the headless Skip. The Kalamazoo Club here, skipped by Darren Ray, looking to take the lead 3-2 over the Charlotte Conglomerate, skipped by Linda Kirkman. Linda Kirkman, great shot, just moved a little bit too much. Really good shot, really good line, really good weight. Threw everything perfectly. It just moved a little bit too much. And that's the trouble when you're working with ice. Ice is unpredictable. It's going to change throughout the course of the game. Good attempt, though. Good attempt. So we're getting ready here on sheet A, and then we're going to bounce you back to all four as we focus in. So on sheet A, Mystery Machine looking to take the lead here. They're sitting two, looking to add a third. We'll see if they can do it here. Skip Darren Ray. The southpaw lefty Darren Ray with a shot coming out. Trying to curl from, tough to see, he's trying to go right to left, just needs to sit there on the white. No sweep. Needs to check up a little bit. I don't know that that's going to come down, folks. That's got more than enough weight, and that's going to be out the back. Is it going to stick around? That's 3 red. Great shot from Ray. We're going back to the Cinco rectangle, folks. That's a 3-2 game. Mystery Machine over the headless Skip. Working our way from left to right. The headless Skip had a 2-0 lead. Mystery Machine and Skip Darren Ray just got a big 3-point end to be up 3-2. Looking at sheet B, we got the gold team, the RIT alumni out of the Club of the Potomac, up 4-0 on Andy and the Taco Bells out of the Atlanta Curling Club. But Andy and Skip Andy Cohen here, starting off strong, has 2 in the house, and the gold team just put 1 in. As we look at sheet C, Throwing Bones and Skip Mike Simpson out of Charleston, South Carolina, are trailing 2-1 to Ian Stahl and Team Hack-O-Lantern out of Orlando. Ian Stahl here sitting 2 presently as we get ready to wrap up here on sheet C. All games are in the 4th end right now. And sheet D, Colorado Wildlife leads 5-4 over Team Waters out of the Club of the Potomac. Skip Al Bolt has hit some nice shots there for Team Colorado Wildlife. Topper Waters, though, not going quietly into this good night. It's a high-scoring affair there on sheet D. We're going to jump in here on sheet B, folks. We got some skipstone action coming at you on sheet B. You can see you can see all the sheets there as you look at it a little bit, but we're going to focus in on sheet B here because we have some critical shots coming in. Right now, the gold team is sitting 1, but Andy and the Taco Bells have a chance to really start to turn it around here. They got 2nd and 3rd sitting at the back of the house, and it could really, really turn this around for Andy and the Taco Bells if they can steal multiple points here as they're down 4-0. Good shot coming down the right-hand side here. Nice weight, hits, clears a guard. That's okay. That's going to work for them. They're going to have a chance to do something here as the gold team settles in for their last rock of this end. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here as we continue along, folks. We are in the 4th end of all our matches here. The gold team and Andy and the Taco Bells are buzzing right along at a vociferous pace. Moving along at one of the fastest. Moving along. We got some good curling action, folks. Thank you for joining us again at the Charlotte Curling Club Sweepy Hollow event. Glad you're joining us. We have had 90 viewers tonight so far, 23 of you on the stream right now. We appreciate you. We know you're dominated by the RIT alumni. Go Tigers. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us, cheering on your alumni gold team as they try to keep a 4-0 lead here against Andy and the Taco Bells. That shot coming down. Looks like they're going to try to draw in and sit from the looks of it. We'll see as it starts to finish out here. They might actually be throwing a guard here. Folks, in curling, you're always trying to have a plan A, B, C, D, as far off as you can go. And it looks like they threw a sit as their plan A, and they're going to take a guard as a plan B. So that ended up, it's covering up their shot stone a little bit. It's not as much as they might want it. It was a good shot. It was good weight. It just moved a little more than they thought it was as this ice starts to change. It was a good shot. It was their plan B to have it that deep. They wanted, if they didn't sit it outside the house probably, to bring it all the way in. So Atlanta right now with Skip Andy Cohen getting ready to step into the hack. He's going to deliver his stone, and that looks like the hammer. He's going to deliver the hammer here, and if he can, It's not an impossible shot, folks, and bear with me here. This is difficult to see. I wish I had a telestrator and I could draw some arrows. But what's going to happen is he's going to hit that redstone, the top redstone in the blue there. He's going to try to spin that down and catch the inside corner of the back red. If he can hit that, they're both heading out. It's a tricky shot. It's a doable shot. It's a more doable shot than you'd think. It's not, but it is a high-level shot. But this is why the skips get to stand at the other end, hold the broom, and not have to sweep every end. So let's see if Andy Cohen can deliver a shot here. This is literally some of the most pressure he's ever had in a game of curling, probably. I have no idea. Cohen's still trying to get a look at the line here. He might just try to draw down and cut this down. He has options, though. As we got some excitement going on in Sheet C and Sheet D. Sheet D is presently sitting 1 for the yellow team, Team Waters. Sheet C is presently sitting 2 for Throwing Bones out of the Charleston Curling Club. Andy Cohen's shot is on the way. It looks like he's going to try to draw down. Is it going to tick? It missed. Is it going to catch? It misses. Just moved a little too much. Good line from Waters. Good weight. Just moved just a little too much. That's going to be 1-2 for the gold team there. As we're going to take you over to Sheet B or Sheet C and D for the side-by-side, as we have some good action going on over here between Throwing Bones, Hack-O-Lantern, and Colorado Wildlife and Team Waters. Team Waters here sitting 1 on Sheet D on the right side of your screen, coming down. They're going to try to sit this for a score here on the left-hand side. Let's see if that'll stick around. It's coming down. It needs to check up a little bit. That is a fantastic shot from Skip Topper Waters. Coming down, a little bit of a sit. Might have been a little heavier than he wanted, but it was a really good shot, folks. He's sitting 2 right now. And Skip Al Bolt for Colorado Wildlife is now facing a conundrum. He needs to try to bring a shot that has enough weight to tap those Yellowstones out of scoring position, but not enough that he doesn't leave scoring position with his red rock. This is a challenging shot here, but you got to have confidence in your skip. The skip captain of the team, the guy or gal you're trusting to do the most and hit those challenging shots. Al Bolt has done that a few times tonight. He's got 2 rocks left to throw. Let's see what he can do. As we jump over to Sheet C, Throwing Bones presently sitting 2, as they have 1 at the top in the blue, 1 on the red. And we have Team Hack-O-Lantern getting ready to throw one of their last couple rocks, coming down, trying to do something to clear these out and expand their lead. But Throwing Bones might be cutting it down a little bit. Folks, the energy is still high here in the warm room at the Charlotte Curling Club as Colorado Wildlife skip Al Bolt throws it just a little heavy. It clears through the house. That's a little disappointing for him, but that's a tricky shot. As we said, they've been sweeping this ice. They've been cleaning it up. They've been knocking it down. It's very much right now very, very knocked down and difficult to dial in the weight because I've swept it so many times, so the rocks are going to go much further than they were at the start of the game. They're going to stay much straighter. It's going to be very challenging to have stuff stick around here. So Al Bolt has a challenge here trying to come down and stick his stones in the forefoot to score here and cut down Team Waters from their 2. As we look at Sheet C, Ian Stahl and Team Hack-O-Lantern coming down. They're staring a 2 spot in the face that would take away their entire lead. This shot looks nice. Let's see if it can get around here. Around the guard. No, not around the guard. I apologize. I missed a rock there. Hits, clears out the shot stone, but buries that other shot stone right on top of the button. Folks, Team Throwing Bones right now has 2 that are going to be almost impossible to clear out we're going to see what Hack-O-Lantern can do here late as we turn our attention to Sheet D on the right-hand side of your screen. Team Waters sitting 2 right now, but sitting 3rd is Colorado Wildlife and Al Bolt. Al Bolt right now needs to hit a shot here, a very challenging and difficult shot. He needs to draw from the left to the right. If you look on your screen, you'll see him on the far right. He needs to work that down that open left-hand side. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you can just see stone after stone after stone in a straight line, and this is what makes this difficult. Bolt looks like he's bringing some weight. If he's going for this, he's going to try to get both of them. It needs to curl. The sweep is off. They're just cleaning. Is it going to move? It's moving. Oh, he might have this. He might have something, folks. Bolt. Ticks. Is it going to stick? That looks good. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Bolt comes down with a huge hit and knocks those yellows just enough out. This may seem like an easy shot for Waters. It seems like it's wide open. But folks, the problem is the ice is in the middle of a 4th end shift right now. It's going to be very challenging to make sure that you hit this. Exactly right. And the Team Gold Mafia is taking over the chat right now. It's very clear who the YouTube chat is pro. They're pro the Tigers from RIT and Team Gold. You like to see it. You love to see them supporting the hometown boys. But we're here focused on Sheet D right now. We're going to get you over to Sheet A and B here in a second. But we love what's happening on Sheet D, especially between Bolt and Waters. Waters right now is stepping into the hack. He's staring conceding 1 in the face and a steal to Bolt. He has a hit, though. If he hits this, Waters could add 3 to his total and jump back in front. This is a big stone right here. He looks like he's working middle out. Let's see if that'll move enough. It's moving. It's got some late movement, folks. It's going to catch the inside. Is it going to stick around? That could be 3, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, that's just going to be 2. I apologize. That one at the top is closer. That's going to be 2 yellow. So Waters bounces right back into this. Folks, we have ourselves a barn burner right here between Team Waters and Colorado Wildlife. Folks, this is one heck of a match here on Sheet D. This has some chance to be exciting as heck. We are bouncing back out. We're looking at Sheet C right now. Sheet C is on their last rock right now. Team Throwing Bones currently sitting 1 with 1 right on the button. They need to come down and try to clear this yellow one on the right-hand side out. If they can clear that yellow one, that's touching the yellow circle out, and they can keep their rock around, they could sit 2, even 3, and jump out to a 1 to 2 point lead. This could be big for Team Throwing Bones. Joe Moore throwing skip stones for Team Throwing Bones out of Charleston. Moore looks like he has the weight. The line is the question. It needs to come back a little bit. It's starting to move. Moore has something. Hits it. Does it stick? It sticks around. Moore with an absolute laser for 3. Throwing Bones now up 4 to 2. Folks, we have some crazy scoring, some crazy swings going on here. Stick around. We're going to bounce out to the Cinco rectangle and take a look at everything that we got going on right now across all 4 sheets. Folks, we're glad you're here at the Charlotte Curling Club. We got all sorts of action. We got the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo up 3 to 2 over the Charlotte Conglomerate and the Headless Skip. On Sheet B, we have the Gold Team, the RIT alumni, up 6 to 0 over Andy and the Taco Bells out of Atlanta. On Sheet C, we have Throwing Bones up 4 to 2 over Hack-O-Lantern. And on Sheet D, we have Colorado Wildlife from Denver trailing Team Waters out of the Potomac 6 to 5. Yes. Oh, I apologize. Al Bolts is actually playing second for Denver. I've been informed by a listener that's an issue on That's an issue on our information there. I apologize that. Thank you for informing us that Al Bolt is actually playing second. So I'm going to assume that Eric Boulay is throwing skip stones then? I don't know. We'll see. Tell me if I'm wrong on that one, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. Okay. We're going to jump over to sheet A right now because we're getting down to it between the Mystery Machine and the Headless Skip. Mystery Machine is currently up 3-2, but as we're looking at this coming back here in the fifth end, or the fourth end, coming back in the fourth end, my apologies. We've got Headless Skip sitting 1, maybe 2, depending on what's happening with those stones on the right-hand side. But we're down to skip stones here on sheet A between the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo and the Headless Skip, the Charlotte conglomerate. So, Linda Kirkman of the Headless Skip throwing her stone here. Let's see if she can do something here, deliver this, and try to run this up to a bigger lead for the Charlotte team. Coming down the center line, she needs to move. They're sweeping. The sweep is on. Can they get it in there? Can they carry it? It looks like it's going to sit. She left a little bit off that, but it was a good line. It's tricky. Like we said, folks, it's tough to gauge these because in this fourth end is right around this time in every game is when it starts to thaw up a little. It starts to freeze up a little bit and everything starts to slow down just a little bit more. It makes it extra challenging as you adapt to when I said speeds up then slows down is then it's going to speed up again. Makes it very difficult. However, the Mystery Machine and the Kalamazoo crew is here sitting, trying to cut this down for the Charlotte team. They're on their last stone. If they can do something with this here, they can put the pressure on the Headless Skip and put them in a tough spot heading into their hammer throw. Plenty of action going on, folks. We're in the fifth end and everything but this match on Sheet A. Sheet A is in the fourth end. Every other match is in the fifth end. Exciting to see. We're moving right along here in our final draw of Friday night for the Sweepy Hollow Bond Spiel. Glad you're joining us here on YouTube. My name is Adam Pelletier. I am your commentator. Assisting me is Brandon on the producing and the switching. And the Peanut Gallery is here, as always, to provide us with false information, such as saying the Rochester Institute of Technology is in Michigan when it is in Rochester, New York. Peanut Gallery, you've been owned. So we got a good shot coming down here on Sheet A from Darren Ray. Darren Ray gets the hit, gets the roll. That's going to stick around. That's going to put the Mystery Machine at 1. And this, folks, this seems like you might be thinking, well, why is Linda Kirkman of the Headless Skip worried on this one? The problem here is that she's going to concede what's called a steal. Because it looks like on that far right side that the Mystery Machine is outcounting her next stone. So it looks like Mystery Machine is sitting first and second. So they're scoring 2 right now. So all she can do is clear out and take 1. And 1 with hammer isn't necessarily the best situation that they can have. And the problem there that they're going to have is that she's going to give up 1 instead of scoring 2, which you want to do with the hammer. That shot's coming down. She didn't get the shot. She's going to concede 1. So this is going to be a 4-2 game for Kalamazoo and the Mystery Machine coming up, as we're going to jump over to our Cinco rectangle. As you can hear the singing and the excitement coming from the warm room here as we continue working through. We're looking at Sheet B. We're going to jump over to Sheet B here in a second, as that one's starting to really lock in and escalate. So Sheet B, the gold team, is up 6-0 right here. And we're on our last couple stones here over there. They're sitting 1 presently as Andy and the Taco Bells is sitting the next 2. And Andy and the Taco Bells has 2 stones left. Gold team has 1. Let's see what Skip Andy Cohen can do here. And someone pointed out that the Charlotte conglomerate is Charleston and Potomac. I apologize for that. I heard Charlo and I assumed Charlotte and Charleston and Potomac. It's just a hybrid. My apologies there. And I don't think the Rochester Institute of Technology is actually in Rochester, Minnesota, as I've driven by it many times, and I am from upstate New York. I think I'm wrong. I think you might be wrong on that one, anonymous chat viewer. But, I might be wrong, but I think the RIT is in Rochester, New York. So, we're looking at the gold team here, sitting 1. They're looking to guard up their 1 at the back of the forefoot here with their last rock. This could be really... This is a challenging shot. It's not necessarily easy. It's not necessarily something... Oh, we're going to jump over to sheet A as we have a measurement going on sheet A. Folks, we've got the biter bar. We got the measurement going on sheet A, trying to measure between all of those. So, as you can see on the bottom of your screen right now, we're trying to figure out who actually is scoring right now on sheet A. As it's tough to tell from here. It looks like they're pointing at red. Yep, it looks like it's 1 red there on sheet A. Intense matchup there on sheet A as the Mystery Machine expands their lead to 4. As we're going back to sheet C, and the gold team up 6-0, sitting 1 with the rock at the back of the forefoot against the team from Atlanta, Andy and the Taco Bells. Andy and the Taco Bells has 1 rock left here. They're going to try to come down here, and they have a chance to have a big end here. If Skip Andy Cohen, and this is going to be a tricky shot, folks, but it is a makeable shot. This is the word of the day today. Tricky but makeable. He has to throw a rock that's going to come and hug that center line and get around that red that's closest to that center line, but then break late to get across and tap that 1 at the forefoot back a little bit more. This is a very challenging shot, but it's a very makeable shot. As we're going to try to get just the overhead of sheet C here to get this queued up for you so you can see the locked-in view as we come down. As Skip Andy Cohen delivers that rock going in, we're in the overhead view now. We're locked in on sheet C. The sweep is on. They're trying to hold it. The question is can they? B. Shit. He missed it, folks. He missed it. I'm sorry. We had some technical difficulties. I went to sheet C instead of sheet B. He missed it coming down sheet B. That's going to be 1 for the gold team. The RIT alumnus right now up 7-0 on Andy and the Taco Bells. Another good end is we're going to back out to the Cinco rectangle and take a look at the entire rink right now. Look at the entire sheet of ice, see what's going on here. We've got a whole heck of a lot going on as we're moving into the 5th end in some games. We've got 2 games in the 6th, blah, 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 blah. We've got 2 games in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 that is about to wrap up the 4th. So we're going to jump back over to sheet A as we wrap up that 4th end game. Oh no, sorry. Sheet A is a little bit further behind as they're in the fifth end. My apologies. They are in the fifth end. And they haven't put their score up yet, but I believe it's going to be 4-2. So, as we're looking at this we're looking at the Cinco rectangle. So we're going to jump over to sheet C and D right now, folks. We've got a lot of stuff going on right now, getting ready. We got more Rochester love in the chat, folks. If you're not in the YouTube chat, are you really experiencing this Charlotte curling bonspiel at its finest? The Manning cast doesn't have anything on us. We got the chat going. We got the excitement flowing. You can hear the excitement of the warm room and the dice games happening behind us as they keep making all their noise and disrupting our broadcast. But it's a good time, folks. You feel like you're here. You feel like you're watching in the warm room. You feel like you're one of us. You feel like a curler. We're glad you joined us here for the Charlotte Curling Club's Sweepy Hollow Bonspiel. Couldn't ask for a better time right now as we're focused in on sheet C and sheet D. As Team Waters on sheet D is stepping into the hack now. As we enter the skip stones portion on sheet D, they are currently ahead 6-5. But Team Colorado Wildlife is sitting there, sitting one at present. That could be big for Team Colorado Wildlife. Looks like they're bringing something with a little bit of weight here. They're going to try to knock some stuff around here down in the house on the right-hand side of your screen. Going to get a tap. Let's see, where does that stone end up? Ends up, we got red sitting potentially 2 now. Team Colorado Wildlife could be the beneficiary of that shot there. Looking over at sheet C, we've got yellow sitting 1 right now. So Team Hack-O-Lantern looking to cut into the lead of Team Throwing Bones. They're sitting 1. They have some, this is their second to last stone. They could try to get 2 here as they have hammer, and that's their goal. Let's see what happens here. Good shot there down the left side. Good shot, just going to be a little short. Going to guard things up there on the left side for Hack-O-Lantern, trying to block things up and make it a little difficult for Throwing Bones to cut down their score. So let's see what Throwing Bones does here as we move forward. We're into the hack here for the Team Colorado Wildlife with their first skip stone. It's 6-5 right now for Team Waters. Team Colorado Wildlife coming down the left side right now. Trying to work their way in and score. Gonna leave it a little short, looking to block things up, just setting a guard, trying to junk some stuff up there. So Team Throwing Bones stepping into the hack now. Skip Joe Moore looking to clear some things out, keep his team on top here. He has a 2-point lead right now, but currently he's conceding 1. The question is can he get down closer to the question is, can he get down to the first one? Let's see, shot coming in down the left side by Moore. The sweep is on there. Let's see, Team Throwing Bones trying to bring it in. Gets around everything. Team Moore with one hell of a shot. Oh my goodness gracious. What a shot is it? Oh, but it accelerates a little bit too much. It might have stuck around there at the back of the house to make that, to force a measurement. That is going to be tight there. But we got to remember, Team Hack-O-Lantern has 1 stone left. All they need to do is follow that draw with a slightly lighter weight, and they're going to be in good shape. As we look at Team Waters delivering another stone here on sheet D, the right-hand side of your screen. Working their way down the right-hand side. Tap. Tap. Oh, that's a double for Waters. What a double tap back by Waters. What a shot. Topper Waters with a topper shot right there, folks. He went tap, tap, tap to get, he's sitting 1 right now. That could be a monstrous steal for Waters here in the 5th end. Oh my goodness, I don't believe what I've just seen. That yellow at the top of your screen on the right-hand side was the one he threw. It hit a red stone, which he then ran into the yellow stone, which is where that red stone in the middle was sitting, and that yellow stone sitting there was tap, tap, tapped up. What a shot by Waters. Can Team Colorado Wildlife counter here? They're currently down 1. This could be a big steal for Waters to give him a 2-point lead. As we look at sheet C, Team Hack-O-Lantern and skip Ian Stahl. He's throwing a rock here, trying to come down and cut down and make this a 2-point end for him to get back into it and make it a 4-4 game. Coming down the left-hand side, he needs to get around that. He didn't. That was a challenging shot. Let's see. I don't know if they're going to measure. Yep, they're going to measure. Take us to C. Or leave us here. So we're going to stay on the sheet C and D while they get the measurement bar down. We're going to see what happens on sheet D first before we take you to sheet 3. So sheet D, we've got a delivery here from Team Colorado Wildlife coming down the left side. They got a tricky avenue here. Can they do it? They got to go tap, 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 2. Taps, catches the inside. Taps, catches the outside. Oh, that could be troublesome. That's at least 1 for Waters, if not 2. We're going to jump over to sheet C and watch this measurement here. Now, folks, this measurement is critical, and that measurement is happening to the micrometer. All right, it seems like an analog tool, but it is highly, highly accurate as we go through. And that's going to be 1 for red. That's going to be 5 for Team Throwing Bones. Team Throwing Bones is now up to 5 to 2. Big end from Team Throwing Bones. Great shot there by Joe Moore to take it back. So we're back to the Cinco rectangle, looking at everything going on here as we work our way across. We got on sheet D, we got Team Waters sitting 7 as we're coming back in the 6th end. Team Throwing Bones is up 5 to 2 on sheet C. On sheet B, Team Gold Team. The Gold Team is up 7 to nothing. And we're waiting for an updated score on sheet A. So, folks, we're here in the Cinco rectangle, breaking everything down here, getting ready for an exciting 6th end of action. Folks, it's been good times all around. And folks, we're glad you're here with us. We're glad you're here joining us in Charlotte Curling, but we couldn't be here. We're going to take a minute to take a word from our sponsors, Davos Day Vineyards. North Carolina ranked 7th among the top wine-producing regions in the United States. Fun fact, win a trivia night with that one. Davos Day Vineyards is a vineyard, winery, and private event venue located near Lake Norman State Park, just 35 miles north of Charlotte. Set on a stunning 60-acre property, Davos Day Vineyards is open to the public 4 days a week, offering live music and food trucks on weekends. Davos Day Wineries is also available to host all of life milestone moments, from birthdays and anniversaries to proposals, weddings, and corporate events. Davos Day facilities include a winery, tasting room, art gallery, event pavilion, and acres of grapes. Contact Davos Day Vineyards at davosdayvineyards.com. That's DAVESTEVINEYARDS.com, or by phone at 704-528-3882. Follow them on Instagram too Daviste Vineyards. Daviste Vineyards, makers of award-winning North Carolina wines. We got a lot of requests to talk to the gold team tonight after the match, but I think that's going to have to wait until tomorrow. We don't want to interview anyone on the first night of the tournament. Tomorrow, we will have our interview facilities all set as we're working out of the Cinco rectangle right now. Three games are coming back in the sixth end. One team is going down in the fifth end. It's exciting action here, and we have an update on the score on sheet A as the Mystery Machine is up 5-2 on Headless Skip. So, gold team here 7-0 coming back on Skipstones, and sheet A also on Skipstones. Currently, the Mystery Machine is sitting 2, and Andy and the Taco Bells are sitting 1. Actually 2 now that I look at it. Andy and the Taco Bells sitting 2 with 3 stones left from the looks of it. So Andy and the Taco Bells has 2 stones left. They have a chance here to cut down and cut into this 7-0 gold team lead. This would be huge for Andy and the Taco Bells and the Curlers out of the ATL. Skip Andy Cohen coming down the left side there. Going to try to work in, put another rock in play, score some more points, and keep putting the pressure on the gold team. That's a tap and a little bit of a split house here. The gold team is going to be pushed like they haven't been pushed yet in this game. They're dealing with a split house right now. As we're looking at sheet A, the Mystery Machine currently sitting 2, Headless Skip sitting 1. As we're getting down towards it, Skip, Linda Kirkman getting ready to step into the hack here for the Headless Skip. She's trying to find a way to score some points here on sheet A, the left-hand side of your screen. That is a very tricky line to try to come down. There's a whole mess of stones. Folks, just a reminder, we are here at the Sweepy Hollow Bonspiel. We will be coming to you live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., starting with our coverage of our Saturday draw. We got draws Saturday and Sunday all day. Stay with us here on YouTube. Check us out. Listen, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you do your social media following. But the broadcasts are solely on our YouTube channel. You know you want to be a part of this. The hottest curling action right now. You could have the World Series on, but you're making a better choice and skipping over boring baseball for exciting curling. Who wants to watch baseball when you could watch the hottest sport on ice, curling? So Linda Kirkman settling into the hacks here on sheet A for Team Headless Skip. She's trying to find a way through this wall of stones high on sheet A. This is incredibly challenging right now for her to try to work her way back. The Mystery Machine is currently sitting 2. It's incredibly challenging to work through that wall of stones at the top of the house. We'll see if she can make it happen here. Gold team currently sitting 1 against Andy and the Taco Bells, but Andy Cohen is sitting 2nd and 3rd. Andy Cohen could drop 3 here and really jump right back into this game here on sheet B. The gold team, the RIT alumni, really playing with fire here as Linda Kirkman gets a tap and a run back, but can't hold it around. That's challenging. Linda Kirkman had a nice shot there. Challenging shot. She almost stuck it around. As let's see what Andy Cohen does here on sheet B. He needs to try to tap this out of here, and he can have him and his Taco Bells sit in 3 to cut the gold team's lead down to 7-3. Shot on the way from Cohen down the right side. He needs to hit and stick for 3. He needs to at least hit for 2. Needs to move a little bit. I don't know. It's not going to move enough. He missed it wide right. That brings up some painful memories for all y'all from upstate New York. All Buffalo Bills fans right there are pained as the gold team picks up 1 and is now up 8-0 through the 6th end. And it looks like that shakes on sheet B. That's going to be shakes on sheet B as the gold team wins 8-0. That's a final score on sheet B. Sheet A, we have some excitement going on here. We have some excitement going on here as the Mystery Machine steps in for their last rock as they are currently up 5-2. Skip Darren Ray trying to hold on to this lead and really start to put this away here for the Mystery Machine against the Headless Skip. We'll see what Skip Ray can do here as he comes out. Nice delivery. It looks like he's trying to work his way down the right side of the rink there. Cutting back across. Not sure if this is going to be a draw or a tap back. It looks like a draw. He's going to try to come between that high red and yellow on the right-hand side. It looks like, nope, he's just going to try to guard it up. He might have been trying to draw, but just a little off, and he's going to end up tapping everything back. So we'll see what's going to happen here. As we're looking at sheet A right now, Linda Kirkman coming back down for her final stone. She has a chance here. She is currently sitting second. If she can somehow try to work that run, this is tough. She has maybe a run back on that yellow in the center. She needs to tap it exactly perfect. It's a doable shot. It's a makeable shot, and it looks like that might be the call as she's trying to run that through. So we'll see if she can make that happen. It's going to be interesting to see if she can do that. That's a challenging shot, and there's a lot of stuff that could happen here. Let's see what'll go on. As Linda Kirkman slides out the hack, delivering it. She's bringing some heat. She's going for that tap back. She needs to keep it to the right. It's moving a little too much. Let's see here if there's a plan B. She might be able to tap it back. It looks like it moved a little too much, and that's going to be another point for the Mystery Machine. That's going to be 6-2 for the Mystery Machine right now. So we're going to jump over to sheet C and D. Team Waters right now sitting on a 7-2 lead. However, if you look at your screen, you can see that Team Colorado Wildlife presently sitting 4. That could be a monstrous end for Colorado Wildlife that jumps them right back into it as we're down to our last couple rocks here. We're down to our final skip rocks here as Team Waters is stepping into the hack. So each has thrown 6. Team Waters has 2, and Team Colorado Wildlife has 2 stones left. The Team Colorado Wildlife presently sitting 4 in the house. That would be a huge end and a real momentum shifter. Team Throwing Bones right now leading Team Hack-O-Lantern 5-2. Throwing Bones, the Charleston team, taking on Hack-O-Lantern, the Orlando team. So Throwing Bones up 5-2, but Team Hack-O-Lantern looks like they're currently sitting 1. It's difficult to tell exact from this angle. And that shot on sheet D by Team Waters all the way through the back. They were trying to stop that draw right on the button. Folks, like we talked about earlier, the problem right now, you may be thinking, how hard is it to stop that draw on the button? The problem right now is they've swept this ice time after time after time, and the ice has gotten faster and faster and faster. It gets harder to slow those shots down, and that's really what the challenging spot is Throwing Bones knocks the yellow rock out from Hack-O-Lantern, and Throwing Bones now sitting 2 with a 5-2 lead. This could be big as Hack-O-Lantern steps in for what looks to be their second to last rock. Second to last rock for Hack-O-Lantern as they're currently conceding 2 to Team Throwing Bones. Team Colorado Wildlife on the right-hand side of your screen. The skip for Colorado Wildlife coming down. Let's see. It looks like he's going to try to guard some stuff up. But this might be a little heavy. This looks like it might be coming into the house, piling in here. Yep, they're going to sweep that and try to bring it all the way in. Piling in, looking for a big, big, big end. And that looks like it is inside of the back Yellowstone. Team Colorado Wildlife is currently sitting 5. That would be a monstrous momentum shift for the club from Denver. Big time shot here for Topper Waters and Team Waters from the Club of the Potomac. As you look to the left side of your screen, the Orlando Hack-O-Lantern team throws a shot down the left side just a little wide. Just missed a little left, and that's going to make it 2 for Throwing Bones, as Throwing Bones has one more stone, and then we have one more for Hack-O-Lantern. So final stones here for Throwing Bones and Hack-O-Lantern. And on sheet D, Topper Waters is getting ready to throw his final stone, and he's trying to figure out what exactly he's going to do. Coming down the ice, he's staring a 5-point end. He's staring against a 5-point end right now that could really lead to problems for the club from the Potomac. This could be a challenge right now. He has to come down and tap a bunch of stuff up. Yep, there's a lot of taps that need to happen there, or he needs to just try to draw inside of everything. This is a challenging shot for Waters. No easy shot here for Waters. As Moore comes down the left-hand side of your screen for Team Throwing Bones, let's see if he can deliver a strike to split the house and try to secure his 3 points. More sweeping. We got 3 sweepers. Moore's thinking about sweeping. That's going to be a 3. That looks like they're sitting 3 on sheet C for Team Throwing Bones. As Waters delivers his stone coming down. Let's see. Going to try to draw around the inside here. Just try to do something to cut it down. Just a little wide. Cuts it down from 5 to 2. And Team Colorado Wildlife has a chance here to take a 1-point lead and go up 8 to 7. Currently, they're sitting 2, unless they can find a way to spin that yellow rock out of there that Waters just threw, which is doable. The problem there, folks, again, is we're getting to the outside of the rink. When we get to the outside of the rink like that, the frost is a little bit heavier. We haven't been down it as much. It's going to be a little bit harder. The weight's going to change a little bit. So if they can do it, it's a challenging shot, but it's a doable shot. And it looks like that's the shot that they're going for. Colorado Wildlife is going to try to tap the inside, is going to try to come across and tap the inside corner of that shot that Waters just threw. And that's going to be 1 for Team Hack-O-Lantern on sheet 3, cutting the lead down to 5 to 3. So the team out of Orlando trying to cut down the lead of the Charleston team. Good end, good plan. It's been great. Great action going on all around here. As we're still looking at sheet D, we're going to focus in on sheet D here as this last shot comes around for Team Colorado Wildlife. Coming down, they're going to try to tap the inside of that Yellowstone. And they're going to be okay if it draws in. It looks like it's going to draw inside, so they're trying to get it down there and count it for 3. We've got 3 sweepers now. They're bringing it. They could go far enough. That looks like it's going to be 3 for Team Colorado Wildlife. Team Colorado Wildlife scores 3 on that one, folks. That's going to make that an 8-7 game, heading back down the ice in the 7th end. This is a high-scoring game. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to jump back out to the Cinco rectangle, looking at everything right now, as we're going to work our way across from left to right on sheet A. The Mystery Machine has 6. The Headless Skip has 2. So the boys from Kalamazoo up 6-2 on sheet A. We got a final on sheet B as the Gold team, the RIT alumni, win 8-0 over Andy and the Taco Bells. On sheet C, Throwing Bones is out of Charleston is up 5-3 on Hack-O-Lantern out of Orlando. And on sheet D, we got an epic back and forth heavyweight between Colorado Wildlife out of Denver and Team Waters out of the Potomac. Team Waters currently trails 7-8. We're going to jump over to sheet A to try to lock in here on these last couple. As the Mystery Machine and Headless Skip are going back and forth. Mystery Machine right now currently sitting 1 and 2. Mystery Machine sitting 1 and 2. Trying to put this one away here. Coming back in the 6th end is the Headless Skip and Linda Kirkman. Linda Kirkman hit some good shots, and it's just been tough. You know, the ice hasn't been exactly favorable to everybody. So Linda Kirkman here on sheet A for the Headless Skip, calling a shot here. Looking to try to keep working her way down, trying to score some more points for the Headless Skip. The Charlotte conglomerate, Charleston and the Potomac. So an epic fusion team between Charleston and the Club of the Potomac. Love to see it. Love to see curlers coming together to throw rocks and have fun at a bonspiel. Kirkman has him throwing a dart down the center line right there. That's going to get the guard and peel that on out of there, and that's going to open up those 2 scoring rocks for the Mystery Machine right there. So as we're looking at that, Skip Darren Ray and the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo has to be thinking of a way to cover those 2 stones up, and he needs that guard. If he doesn't get that guard, Kirkman could be coming right back into this with the Headless Skip. Because, folks, this guard here, right now we got Red sitting 1 and 2, so Mystery Machine is sitting 2. The guard that Mystery Machine needs to throw here is super important, and a guard in curling terms is the rock that's going to sit above the house, which is the circles on the ice. And that guard is designed to protect your scoring rocks. So, the Mystery Machine right now coming down, trying to sit a guard to protect their 2 scoring rocks and trying to keep the Headless Skip, Linda Kirkman and her Headless Skip team, from being able to clear that out. That's a nice guard right there from the Mystery Machine. I believe that was Ray. That was a Skip's. That was a Vite. That actually wasn't Ray. That was Brian Reek on the Vice. The Vice, Brian Reek, throwing a great stone right there as Larry Donnelly steps into the hack now, getting ready to deliver for the Charlemagne team. Let's see what he can do here. As the Headless Skip delivers, rock is on its way down the ice. Plenty of room to work right to left here. Can it find that pocket? It gets them both. Are they going to go? Kirkman with the sweep. Gets it. Not quite out. Kirkman with a hard sweep, but couldn't clear that second red out. Red and the Mystery Machine are still sitting 1. However, now we have Kirkman and the Headless Skip sitting what might be second. Not third yet, because Mystery Machine is first and third, so they're shot and third stone. And that could create trouble for Kirkman. But the Mystery Machine needs to do something here. If I'm the Mystery Machine and Skip Darrell Ray, I'm looking to split the house here and put a rock on the left-hand side. And let's see, it looks like he's going to try to throw something that's going to end up towards the middle, maybe a little on the left-hand side of the middle. So he's looking to work right to left on your screen there, folks. You see the broom set up on the far right. This is going to be an interesting shot. It's got a long way to travel. It's a good shot, but it's a challenging shot because of the finesse necessary to stick it. So let's see if the southpaw Darrell Ray can hit this, or Darren Ray can hit it. Ray on the delivery. looks like it's coming down the right-hand side. That might be good. It's got a little bit of movement to do, but it's a weight sweep right now. They're trying to keep the weight there. They're trying to get it around that guard. One sweeper now as they're coming into the house. This could be tight. It looks like it just moved a little too much. Maybe needed a little bit more weight there. Good line, good shot, just maybe a little bit more weight needed. 6-2 for the Mystery Machine, but Linda Kirkman right now and the Headless Skip crew has a chance to come back around and really jump back into this game in a big way. They're presently down 6-2, but they are in a situation where they could score multiple here. They could score at least 2 here, maybe 3, depending upon what they do. They have hammer, so they have the last rock of this end. Let's see what she's got on tap here. Whether she's going to try to just draw down and sit on those back two in the bottom right of your screen, or if she's going to try to come down and hit that one out and stick that other one around. She has lots of options, plenty of time to make her decision, and she could really make something impressive happen here. We got lots of action happening on Sheet C and Sheet D, as we're going to jump over and look at a split screen of Sheet C and Sheet D, as Sheet B is concluded as the Gold team took down Andy and the Taco Bells 8-0. As we're looking at Sheet C and D, Team Throwing Bones out of Charleston is up 5-3 on Team Hack-O-Lantern out of Orlando. Team Throwing Bones currently conceding 2 actually to Hack-O-Lantern. Hack-O-Lantern could be jumping right back into this. And on Sheet D, Team Waters Team Colorado Wildlife is currently sitting 1, trying to come down and get a second. Let's see what this shot does for Team Colorado Wildlife. On the right-hand side of your screen, you see that rock coming down. Nice delivery. Staying to the left of the line. Needs to check up. It might be just a little too heavy. Lots of movement, though. It's going to tap. It's going to bury that one. It's going to stay out there. And that is sitting 2 right now for Team Colorado Wildlife. We're going to jump back over to Sheet A right now, folks. As Sheet A currently 6-2 for the Mystery Machine and Skip Linda Kirkman for the Headless Skip, bringing her rock down the center line here. Looks like she's going to try to work from left to right. Working her way over. Let's see. Oh, no, she's working right to left. My apologies. She was trying to hit a draw from right to left and just missed a little bit. Just came in a little narrow. That's unfortunate. And that's going to be another chance for Mystery Machine to pile on the points here. They're currently sitting 1 on Sheet A. Mystery Machine and the crew out of Kalamazoo up against the Headless Skip and the Charlomac. So the Charleston and the Potomac Club, skipped by Linda Kirkman. Skip Darren Ray getting into the hack for the Mystery Machine out of Kalamazoo. He's looking to really put the hammer down here with his last rock. He needs to come down here and he needs to sit this rock in a scoring position to put the pressure on Kirkman. As we're going to jump over to Sheet C and D in just a little bit here because we've got a couple rocks left. These could be the last rocks thrown on Sheet A depending on what happens here. So we're going to stick with Sheet A for a minute and see what happens next. Ray's delivering there on Sheet A, coming down the left side. Looks like he's going to try to work left to right, try to get around, set kind of a guard, maybe a biter, something that's going to score for him. It looks like a guard weight. That's going to take some sweeping. 2 sweepers. The Vice is out there. They're sweeping. They're on it. It could get across the hack. It just stopped short. What a team effort on the sweep there. Just a little short, though. Great sweep by the Mystery Machine and the boys out of Kalamazoo. Good sweep, just not enough. This opens the door for Linda Kirkman here and the Charlomac team, the Headless Skip. Kirkman here has a chance to come down and score 2. She comes out with a heavy throw. Let's see here, working left to right. She's got to get across that center line, and that's got to come down, and that's got to knock that red on the bottom right of your screen out. You can see it transitioning. That might be enough. The sweep is on. Oh, and it ticks. Oh, just a little tick, and that's not what she was looking to do, but it sticks around. That's going to be one for Kirkman and the headless skip. Charlotte trailing the Kalamazoo team 6-3 now as they're heading back the other way away from us into the 7th head. We're going to jump over to Sheet C and D now. Sheet C and D getting down to it. Sheet C in Skipstones presently. Team Throwing Bones and Team Hack-O-Lantern getting down to it. Team Hack-O-Lantern threatening to jump right back into this match right now. Throwing Bones is up 5-3, but Hack-O-Lantern is currently sitting 2 with one basically on the button and one closer to the forefoot. Skip Joe Moore slides into the hack here, and he is feeling the pressure, ladies and gentlemen. A couple atmospheres worth as the biggest crowd in the warm room is above his rink. This is the game we're watching right now. As Moore comes out with all the heat. That's a laser beam, folks. 2 sweepers on it. It's a laser, it's a rocket, it's a missile. There are 2 sweepers on it. They're trying to hold it. The sweep is on. They're holding it. It gets over. It gets the 1. It gets the 2. Moore hits the double. Moore hit the inside of the 1 on the left and got the 1 off the button, and he stuck it around on the button. Moore, Joe Moore, with the shot of the day so far, as Throwing Bones goes from giving up 2 to sitting 3. What a shot, ladies and gentlemen. The warm room is eerily quiet, as that was the greatest shot we've seen all day. I can't believe there wasn't a bigger reaction. They must all be here from Orlando, as they didn't cheer for the boy from Charleston. Joe Moore with one heck of a shot, folks. If we had instant replay, I'd show you that again and again on a loop. But he thinned the 1 on the left and stuck it on the button on the right side. He's now sitting 3, and the pressure is on Hack-O-Lantern and skip Ian Stahl. Ian Stahl here with his last rock, presently leaving 3 on the board to Team Throwing Bones. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a pressure cooker for Stahl. He's got to come around. He's got to find a way to get to that rock on the button, or just try to outcount the 2 on the right side, which is probably his best shot. Let's see, Stahl coming down the left side here. It looks like he's going to try to come down and cut that down. No sweep yet down the left side. They're getting ready. They're thinking about it. Stahl down the left side trying to keep this game alive. The sweep is on the left. Stahl gets it down to the forefoot. Moore, though, has a takeout there, and that is going to be interesting. Moore is sitting 1 right now, but he's sitting 3rd and 4th, which could be problems for Stahl and Orlando. Throwing Bones out of Charleston up 5-3 right now on Hack-O-Lantern out of Orlando, and Moore has hammer, and he is confident striding back down the ice. He looks like he's ready to just throw an absolute dagger down and try to take this out and put a nail in this one. As we look over on the right side of your screen, folks, not to take away from this epic battle of Colorado Wildlife and Waters, but this one has an 8th end coming its way. Throwing Bones, Moore coming out the hack with heat on the left side. He brought the gas. Let's see. The sweep is on. Can they hold it? Can they hold it? The sweep is on. Trying to hold the line. Moore looks like he's narrow. And that's going to be 1 for Moore in Throwing Bones out of Charleston. That's a 6-3 game coming back, and Moore just conceded hammer with 3 coming back in the 8th. It was a great throw by Moore on his first stone. His second stone was just a little narrow. Folks, that was the best shot we've seen in the last 2 draws out of Moore. He hit a fantastic double, as we're going to hone in on Sheet D right now between Colorado Wildlife and Team Waters. Wildlife and Waters, 8-7 right now, our highest scoring game of this draw, and the highest scoring game of our last 2 draws. As we're looking at this, Waters has 2 stones left, has the hammer. Waters has the hammer, not Wildlife. So apologies for the miscommunication, but Waters has the hammer on this one with 2 stones left. Wildlife has the 1-point lead. Colorado Wildlife currently sitting 3, putting all sorts of pressure on Waters as they go the other way in the 7th end. They're going away from us here. Waters with a nice shot down the right side, though, trying to cut that down. What a shot. Good shot by Waters. That could curl under. That is a fantastic draw by Waters. Folks, we have some action happening here at the end of the 8 o'clock draws. We had Moore with a fantastic double, and now we have Waters with one hell of a draw to keep his team in it right now. Team Colorado Wildlife needs to do something here to really put the pressure on and keep Team Waters from starting to feel confident as they head into the 8th end. This one's going 8, folks. This is going to be an exciting conclusion here. We've got a lot of exciting matchups here. Get excited. Get your popcorn. Don't go anywhere. 8th end action coming right at you very shortly as Team Colorado Wildlife skip is settling into the hack. We thought it was Al Bolt, but it is not Al Bolt, and we've been told. I think it might be Eric Balu. I apologize if I'm butchering that, and I 100% am. But Team Colorado Wildlife working their way down the right side here. They're trying to come down and pile in for more points. They're currently sitting at least 2, maybe 3, but they're trying to get a better shot stone here than the one they're currently sitting. And they're going to get on the sweep on this one. The sweep is on. How far can they drag it? They're dragging it deep. They don't get it quite in. But what they do, which they might have been trying to do, folks, I'm trying to, this is challenging from up here. I'm trying to make an assumption about what they're doing, what looks like it could be a draw, it could be a guard. It's following a similar line that does plug up that draw lane that Waters had. So Colorado Wildlife sitting 1 right now, maybe 2, could be carrying a 3-point lead into the 8th and final end as Waters is going to take some time to look at this. This is going to be challenging. And as we look at Sheet A, we're getting Sheet A. We're jumping over to Sheet A between the Mystery Machine and the boys out of Kalamazoo against the Headless Skip, Linda Kirkman and her crew. We got an interesting development here as Mystery Machine currently sitting 1 and but Kirkman has some space to come down and start scoring some more if she can hit a nice tap here. And the thing with the tap here is it gives her a tap, and not only the tap back, but the replace. But she clears the guard, which works as well. She clears the guard out, opens things up. And so that's going to be an interesting development for Mystery Machine as we're here in the 7th going back down the ice. It is. So, folks, we're jumping it back over to Sheet D as Waters is stepping into the hack right now. He's down 1. He's got a challenging shot here. Let's see what he's going to do. They've got a line on the center, and that's a takeout. Bringing some weight. The sweep is on. Let's see what they can do here. 2 sweepers hard on it. Can they hold the line? They're holding it. They're holding it. Can they get the outside rock? They get it. They spin it out. Oh, they didn't. Did they hit it hard enough? They did. Waters is scoring 1. What a shot. Working from left to right. Just pushed it out far enough. That looks like Waters has tied it up. Heading into the 8th end, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited right now as we have a tied game looking at it on Sheet D. That's exciting as they're gonna go. They're looking at it. They're gonna do a measurement there on Sheet D. So we're gonna jump back over to Sheet A as we continue through. this matchup between the Headless Skip and the Mystery Machine. As Kirkman is looking to try to draw in here and set something.
That's from Neil.
Kirkman looking to draw, and Kirkman trying to work her way in here from right to left, looking for her vice, Larry Donnelly, to deliver a perfect draw here. As we're going to jump back over to sheet D right now, as we have a measurement going on sheet D, and they have the bar down on sheet D. As let's see here, they've got it, they're measuring. We're going to see here, folks, what that is you might be wondering how we're measuring this. What we do is it's a bar and then there's a sliding arm there, and that's what the vices are adjusting. So they put it on the ice, let it cool, get down to ice temperature, and then they proceed to do it. And there's a gauge that takes a very precise measurement down to the micrometer or millimeter, I don't know which, some sort of small measurement. And that looks like it's going to actually be one red. Oh, it is one yellow. I apologize. One yellow. Waters has tied it up. Waters ties it up in the 7th. We're heading to the 8th, ladies and gentlemen. And Team Colorado Wildlife is going to have the hammer coming back down. This is going to be an exciting conclusion over there on sheet D. We're going to head back to sheet A right now for Mystery Machine and Headless Skip wrapping up. Sheet C right now, we're going to ignore that for just a second, as there's a fierce battle going on right now between Throwing Bones and Hack-O-Lantern, as Throwing Bones is up 3. And however, Hack-O-Lantern has 1 scoring right now and several guards. This could be trouble for Throwing Bones if they can't clear this one out of here. Sheet A, good shot on sheet A. Little heavy, though, for the Mystery Machine, as that's going to be out the back of the house. This is going to open the door for Kirkman and her squad, as Kirkman has 2 remaining, and Mystery Machine has 2 as well. So Kirkman really needs to score here, at least 1, to put the pressure on Mystery Machine coming back in the 8th. It's a tall task in front of her. It's a tall mountain, but she seems like she's up to the challenge and able to climb it. We got action happening on sheet D as Waters and Team Colorado Wildlife are battling in the 8th end, all tied. Whoever scores wins. And on sheet C, Throwing Bones and Team Hack-O-Lantern are in a fierce, fierce battle, as Throwing Bones is up 3 right now, as they are up 6-3 on Team Hack-O-Lantern, but Hack-O-Lantern currently sitting 1. As we flip over to there, as they're coming down trying to draw behind. The draw might be there, ladies and gentlemen. It's working. It might be just a little heavy. It was a nice line. The ice is sped up enough to where that didn't take enough off it. So Moore and Throwing Bones are sitting here, and they're going to look at this one for a minute. So we're going to go over to A. Folks, we're doing a lot of jumping around right now, but we have a lot of close games going on. As we're on A, Mystery Machine is up 6-3, but Kirkman is delivering her first skip stone. She's working down the right-hand side. She's going to try to draw right to left on your screen. The sweep is on, 2 sweepers. Is it going to move enough? Does it have the weight? The weight might be there. Is it going to move? They're trying to push it to the left. Trying to get it to finish. It's just going to end a little short. Kirkman with a beautiful shot that just caught a little bit of frost and didn't want to finish. Kirkman had the line. She had the weight. It was just, she needed just a smidge more. Like the tiniest pinch of salt. Tough shot for Kirkman there. She had a good line. She had a good weight. No, just keep flipping. We're just going to keep flicking back and forth between sheet A and sheet C right now, folks, as sheet D hasn't reached a lot of action yet. We're going to wait for the climax on sheet D, as sheet C is getting close to Skip Rocks here. Is in Vice Rocks, as Hack-O-Lantern's throwing their last Vice Rock. Hack-O-Lantern sitting 1 right now, needs to make up 3 on this. 3 with hammer isn't unheard of for Hack-O-Lantern. It's a challenging, it's a tall order, it's a tall task, but it is certainly doable. Good shot. They need it to curl a little bit. Is it going to move? Is it going to bite? They need it to stick around, but Moore's on it, and this is 6 feet of fury. Moore trying to sweep it out the back. Can't clear it out. It's stuck around, as we're going to jump over to Kirkman's shot on A. Kirkman trying to come around the outside here. Gets a tap. A tap. Oh, that wasn't Kirkman. I apologize. Or was it Kirkman? That wasn't Kirkman. That was Ray. My apologies. Ray was shooting. Kirkman was up seeing what was happening. My apologies there, folks. I got confused for a second. It's been an evening of exciting curling action. If you've missed it, we had some exciting matches in the last one, and in this draw, we've had some super exciting shots. We've had some draws that would make Picasso jealous, and we had a double that was absolutely amazing. As we're going to jump over to sheet C now, as Throwing Bones, Moore is looking to try to draw in and try to block Hack-O-Lantern from taking 3 here. Moore needs a perfect draw here around. He has backing, but the line he has to take is so wide. The weight is finicky out here, whether he catches the right patch of ice or not. Moore down the left side. Looks like he was just a little wide. That's a tricky line out there. He's hoping that it's slowed down, that it hasn't sped up that much, but it did down the left-hand side. That's a challenging shot for Moore. Hack-O-Lantern right now and Skip Ian Stahl are sitting 2. Ian Stahl needs to get one of these in, and he needs to keep Moore from putting another one in, and Stahl can force skip stones here. This could be big. As we're going to jump over to sheet D right now, where we've got a battle between Waters and Team Colorado Wildlife. Waters is currently down. Waters and Team Colorado Wildlife are currently tied, but Waters sitting 2 as Colorado Wildlife comes with a heavy weight. Misses, just left. Tough shot. Tough shot to try to bring the exact right weight. They just missed it. Almost knocked it out of there and could have had a beautiful hit and roll. But Waters is currently sitting 2. This could be challenging, as we're going to jump back to C as Hack-O-Lanterns bring in the first of their skip stones. Hack-O-Lantern could really ratchet up the pressure right now if they can sit this. Stahl, bring it down the left side. Where's this going to finish? Moore setting up, 6 feet of fury. He's sweeping, he's on it. It doesn't clear. Moore has a difficult shot. He has 3 backing stones right now. And with 3 backing stones, he could sit it right on any of them and put a dagger in Hack-O-Lantern's chances. As we're going to jump over to A, as we're looking at 2 right now for Mystery Machine, trying to put this one away, as Kirkman has, not Kirkman, Ray is throwing his last, trying to come down and put even more pressure on Kirkman. Ray down the right-hand side. Looks like he's going to try to draw from right to left. Looks like it might be just a little bit too much. It's coming down, though. That came down more than I thought. That could be good. Needs to just grab 8 foot. C, flip it. Or D, flip it. So we're going to jump over to D as we've got intensity. C. As we're on C, Moore with a shot here. That could sit. Is it going to make it? Can they sweep it out? Folks, sheet C right now is super tight. Right now, this is the shot for Stahl. Stahl can hit this shot. This seems like a tight shot, but this is only a little bit heavier than what Stahl just threw and a little bit less ice. Stahl has this entire match on his shoulders right now. Sheet A is stacking and shaking, ladies and gentlemen, as that's going to be it. As Mystery Machine is going to wrap that one up 9-3 against the headless Skip. Tough fought match, well played by both teams, but Mystery Machine and the boys from Kalamazoo were ultimately too much. Sheet D still working around. Waters and Team Colorado Wildlife wrapping up. But folks, we are locked in on Sheet C right now as Skip Ian Stahl is looking at this right now over and over and over again. He has a shot. He needs to knock that red at the back of the house out. It is a makeable shot. It is very similar to the shot he just threw on his first skip stone. If he does it, he will turn a 3-point deficit into a 1-point win with a 4-point end. He needs to clear that red stone out and have 3 of his sit around. He has 3 in the house right now, which means he could knock one of his out and make this happen. The crowd in the warm room is locked in on one sheet. Sheet D is a tie game, but boy, folks, they are locked in on Sheet C. Everyone is focused, locked in, engaged, watching, ready, waiting as Stahl steps into the hack. The Skip from Orlando knows what's riding on this. He has the shot. He has the chance. He has the chance to steal this one from the jaws of defeat. Stahl out of the hack, delivers. Coming down the left side. The line looks good. They look happy with the line. They're thinking about the sweep. They're thinking the sweep is on. 2 sweepers. They're off. Just missed. Stahl just missed by the narrowest of margins. And Moore and Throwing Bones are going to take this one 7-3. And that's a final. Folks, that was an exciting and epic matchup between Bones and Hack-O-Lantern. And we just have one match left on Sheet D. A tie game. But Team Waters, Skip, Topper Waters, sitting on 2 points right now. Just needs to finish this out. Up 2, tied though. There's no win by 2, folks, but Waters has this, and he has control of the house right now. Bringing one down the right-hand side, folks. We are ending a great evening of curling. We're glad you've joined us here at the Charlotte Curling Club. We hope that you'll join us tomorrow morning and all throughout tomorrow. Broadcast start at 8 a.m. tomorrow here on our YouTube channel. My name's Adam Pelletier. Brandon was working the switcher, and there were various peanut galleries trying to tell me that the Rochester Institute of Technology was in Michigan, and he was wrong. We threw a shoe at him for punishment. It's fine. Team Colorado Wildlife coming out the hack right now, trying to come down. We are on vice stones right now, folks. We've got a few stones left. We got some good action going. There are 4 right now in the house for Waters. This could be interesting, folks. The crew from Denver just cleared one of the water stones out, but also sat their own stone around. It is at the top of the 12, and it is sitting 4th right now. But the thing to remember is, like we saw over on Sheet C with Throwing Bones and Hack-O-Lantern, it is possible for this game to turn from a 1-point game into a 4-point game very quickly. Topper Waters right now heading down to get into the hack, and he is waiting and seeing. This is a 1-point game, folks. Whoever scores 1 is going to win this one. Colorado Wildlife out of the Denver Curling Club and Team Waters out of the Potomac Curling Club are locked in a battle right now, tied at 8 apiece in the 8th end. 8s all arounds. Lucky number 8, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting ready. We're in Skipstones here. Don't go anywhere. Buckle up. Sit down. Get yourself a drink and get ready. Topper Waters is stepping into the hack. getting ready for the final delivery, or his first of 2 skip stones. Waters coming down the right side, looking to come right to left, working a little bit. Looks like he's trying to guard things up there and cover up a bunch of the rocks at the top. He's got 3 scoring rocks right now. He just needs one of them to stay as the shot rock. He's trying to just junk things up and keep it in play and keep his win alive here. Colorado. Folks, we've just been told that was actually Randy Waters, not Topper Waters. I apologize. Some curling clubs didn't feel that the need to enter their rosters accurately in the entrance fee.
And that would be Charlotte.
That's the Potomac, not the Charlotte.
Topper Waters is Potomac.
I don't know, Randy.
Waters is Charlotte.
Linda Kirkman is here giving me an earful, folks, telling me about myself. I don't know how I feel about it, but she's being very respectful, and it's the nicest way I've ever been told about myself in a minute. So thank you, Linda. We enjoyed watching you on Sheet A. You played a great game over there. You had some good shots. The ice just wasn't in your favor. That Sheet A fall is brutal. Yeah. So we got a shot coming down here, trying to work right to left, trying to get inside of it. All they need is one, folks. We're looking for one shot closest to the button. Tick, tick. Oh, folks, this is getting tighter and tighter by the second. We now have yellow and the Team Waters out of the Potomac sitting first and second. However, it is barely, as Team Colorado Wildlife is comfortably sitting third. Ladies and gentlemen, there are just a few stones left. There are 2 stones left. And this game is getting closer and tighter. The warm room is starting to gravitate towards Sheet D, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd is moving slowly but surely to Sheet D as they feel, and away from the commentator as, you know, I don't know why they're moving away from me, folks. I think I've been lovely. I think I'm wonderful. As Randy Waters steps into the hack right now to deliver his final stone. He's currently sitting 2. All he needs to do is guard up his 2, and he can clinch this for the Potomac Club. He could get a little aggressive, though. There is lots of room for Team Colorado Wildlife. There are plenty of opportunities. He looks like he's trying to throw a guard down the right-hand side. They're going to sweep it. 2 sweepers on it, trying to hold it straight. Trying to hold it straight, and it just overcurls just a little too much for that guard that he wanted. This is going to come down to the final stone, folks. This is high-level drama right here at the Charlotte Curling Club. You couldn't ask for more. This is closer than some gold medal matches right now. 1 stone is going to decide this match. We're right here. We're waiting. Linda, I would like you to know the chat thinks I'm wonderful, despite your objections. So, we are on the final stone right now, as whoever Colorado Wildlife's skip is. We thought it was Al Boat. It might be Eric Bold. Who knows who it is? Colorado Wildlife right now stoutling into the hack. Final stone. Game on the line here. Delivery on the way, coming down the right-hand side. They have a draw or a tap for the win down the right side. Can they fight the fall? 1 sweeper on. 1 sweeper on. Needs to curl. It's starting to move. 2 sweepers on. 3 sweepers on. Can they get the tap? They just need a little tap. It's going to end up just a little short. Great shot. Great line. Just needed a little bit more for Team Colorado Wildlife. That's going to be a 9-8 win for Team Waters. Team Randy Waters. Randy Waters and Team Waters out of the Potomac wins 10-8 over Colorado Wildlife as they're going to take 2. I think that was 2 at the end there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. My name's Adam Pelletier. Brandon was on the switcher. This has been a great evening. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We will see y'all tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. for our broadcast of Day 2 of Sweepy Hollow live from Charlotte Curling Club. Thank you very much.
He said 10.
And have a great day.